know how it feels to be alone. I know how it feels to be around people and feel alone. Like, I'll be around a million people and I'll like still feel alone. Like,
shy, reserved, introverted, loner. There are a lot of different names for people who prefer to be by themselves versus being in a group. For me, I've always been reserved, but over the past 4 years, I have definitely developed into a loner. I would much rather spend my days alone than surrounded by people. That desire comes with its benefits and drawbacks. Being happy as a loner is challenging. Well, being happy is a challenge for everyone, but for loners, there are some additional obstacles, and that is what I will be talking about today. I believe that there is a path that every loner must travel in order to find their way in the world and be happy with who they are. It is much easier said than done though. Especially at a young age, being reserved can cause problems in one's growth. But the worst one is the fact that usually they might not have someone to help guide them towards a place of peace. In this video, I will attempt to be that hand. My goal with this video, to help or assist you in your path to happiness in any way I can. Let's get into it. This is the hardest and most important part in the process, which is why I will talk about it first. Accepting yourself for what you like and how you want to live is the key step to starting down that journey towards a happy life. However, the challenge is picking the right path. See, I think that there are two paths every loner is faced with, and this comes from the perception of the norms of our society. As kids, we are conditioned to believe that we always have to be social and do activities with others. On the opposite end, there's a clear stigma on those who do not interact with people as much. At least this is what I used to feel like. What results from this is that by the time you start to mature, if you are a loner, you start to feel exhausted from the world. You start to feel like you aren't working properly, like there is something wrong with you. Even worse, you could start to build resentment and hate towards the people who you do see being social. As you continue to observe from the sidelines, watching others be together while you are alone, your hate will only grow more and take you further down that wrong path. This is what you must avoid. You cannot let yourself hate others because they appear to be better off than you. But where does this hate and resentment come from? I think it comes from a place of self-hatred. It comes from someone who hasn't been able to accept who they were meant to be. Fact. It is completely normal to be a loner. It is completely fine to prefer your own company over others. Just like it's normal for some people to prioritize groups rather than alone time. Once you recognize that you are not messed up or broken because you like being alone, you can achieve comfortability with your true self and be on the other path, the right path. Trust me, just pick the right path. Personally, I'm glad that I recognized that I needed to accept who I was before my view of the world got too damaged. Now, once you have started to accept yourself, it is time to figure out exactly what you like doing and what makes you happy and fulfilled. Once you have accepted that it is okay to be alone, it is now time to learn what activities you like doing. There are so many different things that you could do to spend your time. Personally, I enjoy watching movies, listening to music, practicing the piano, learning new things, watching YouTube, and now making my own videos. This area is super individual. You just have to try stuff out until you find some hobbies that are attractive to you. The internet is a gift. Use it to see what others enjoy and maybe you'll pick up on something new. So, I've primarily been talking about inside, but what about outside? Believe it or not, most of the things that people do in groups can be done alone, without anyone else. Have you ever gone to the movies by yourself? Eaten at a restaurant alone? General examples, but my point is you don't have to always have people in order to do stuff. My big idea here, being a loner does not mean staying inside 24/7. It's not easy, trust me, this is probably what I need to work on the most. In a way, I'm saying this point to give myself some advice. While you obviously can enjoy time indoors, as I would assume most loners prefer to be inside than outside, including myself, you have to explore the opportunities that are only present if you are not behind closed doors. You might think, well, once I feel lonely and uncomfortable if there are a bunch of people around me and I'm by myself? My answer is no. Because if you accept yourself, if you are truly comfortable with being reserved, then being surrounded by others won't hurt you. In fact, it could make you feel even more at peace. The loudest in the room is probably the loneliest one in the room. Think about that for a second. Just because you are by yourself in the outside world doesn't make you lonely. As long as you are comfortable with yourself, you are the same as everyone else around you, and you will flourish. Who knows, on your expeditions outside, you might just meet some people. You probably didn't expect this part, but yes, friends are important. Fact, nobody can get through life alone. I don't think believing this contradicts what I've said previously. Yes, everything is still true about accepting yourself and doing things alone that make you happy, but you still need people in your life. And this is where being a loner helps you. You don't have to worry about managing a bunch of relationships with people. Rather, you could find a few genuine people who you enjoy spending time with. It's been said many times, but I will say it one more. having a few good friends is substantially better than having a ton of acquaintances. Meeting people and developing relationships might seem daunting, but I think this advice could ease that. Don't rush anything. You could meet some people who you could be friends with for life, but that might not happen today or tomorrow or even this year. I truly believe that there are some people out there for you, and if you believe that too, then one day I'm sure they will come.
What you feel in the night, what you feel in the morning, what you feel midday, that you don't think, other people have the same thoughts. You feel alone in this thought, but other people have the same thoughts.
These 3 points might not come all at once, but it's important to work on them as much as you can. That's what I'm doing today. It's a long road, but I have hope that one day I will fully accept myself, be at peace around others out in the world, and have a few good friends to lean on, and I hope you will too. If you made it to the end, thank you so much, and I hope I was able to help you, even if it was in the smallest way. If you enjoyed and want to stick around, consider subscribing, and I hope to see you in Chapter 6.
Some things I can't sit here and talk about because people would think I'm weird or people would think like that I'm crazy, you feel me?